What's up, y'all? Welcome back. We're kind of doing some busy work today. We're doing some work on the dozer, which Zach's trying to push a bushing out right now. We're sort of taking inventory of some stuff that we need, getting some stuff apart and trying to figure that out. We're also waiting on some parts for this. It's supposed to be here today. They called and told us it was out for delivery, so we're waiting to hear from them because we're going to have to meet them down in the street to get that stuff up here. We're not sure how that's going to go yet, but I'm sure it'll be some kind of an adventure. Our bolts that hold all these pins in were completely fried. We had to cut some of this stuff out. We'll have to fix that up when we put it back together. We got bushings out of here, which I think these things are going to be okay. But man, they were in bad shape as far as the those bushings and the pins. There's the pins. I haven't checked them yet, but they might not be any good either. I might have to get new pins, which is always a good idea when you're replacing these bushings. So we got that taken care of. And, you know, we've got to check all this stuff. We're going to actually get this out of here and get this off. Y'all, as you saw, we had to get these things unloaded off the truck. wasn't too bad. So now we got us a few parts here, and we'll start getting this thing back together a little bit here and there. We still got a few things that we're gonna do, but we'll be working on that stuff here in the next couple days. Basically, I'm gonna work on trying to get the blade straightened out on this thing. I don't know, I gotta find some parts, so we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, we got everything unloaded. Got stuff inside. Zach's moved this stuff inside. We're putting some of this stuff up, and right in there. And we're gonna move this stuff and stick it over there, I guess. We're not gonna get it inside. Ooh, that looks heavy. All right, we'll leave her right there and start putting our stuff away. All right, y'all, that's it. We got all of our stuff put away, and we're trying to get out of here and get all this stuff done before the rain. It was a pretty big rain chance today. Luckily, we kind of skirted past it. So we're gonna resume this one in the morning. We didn't do a whole lot today, a lot of running around. So we'll resume this one tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, yesterday we were working up here, and I went home and ordered bushings, pins, bushing, pin. We ordered a new plate and pin for the blade. And this morning we came in, and I decided that, well, if I have to take all this stuff to somewhere and get welding done, we got to get this cut off. I just don't have, I have no power here. Got no real way to do this. So if we've got to take this somewhere and get welding done on this stuff and get machining done, rather than have someone come out here mobile, and I know you guys remember this from quite a few videos ago where this thing's partially cracked. Basically on the way here this morning, I'm like, hey, if we got to take this stuff to a shop, I might as well pull this stuff off. I hate to do it because I don't want to, every time I take something apart, we end up taking more things apart because we find more things that are wrong. So we have everything apart here except the inner bolt for this plate down here is, we can't get a socket on it. We have real thick impact sockets and we can't get a socket on it. So we're gonna have to bring another socket back to get that out. But the bolts are out. This one's soaking. It was coming out a little hard. The pin's out of it and it's loose, but you can see the back side of the C-frame right here. There's a pin in there. There's bushings in here. And you can clearly see that thing is wallered out and it's a mess. So now that we've got this apart, like I just said, the more stuff you take apart, the more problems you find. So now we're gonna have to get bushings, figure out what we're doing down here. But that's what we got going on this morning. think that's it, Zach.
Beautiful.
Oh, man, that pin is heavy.
I love it.
Oh, that's heavy. It's heavy.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just wipe it right onto the ground.
Go. 3, 2, 1, go. Maybe.
All right, y'all, we're working on getting these cylinders off, and as you can see, the bolts or roll pins, whatever was in this thing, you know, in 1985, was broken off years ago. The grease fittings, we never even found these grease fittings. I don't think this thing has really been greased at all. You know, probably did for a few years, and then nobody cares anymore. But here's the other side. It's apart. I want you guys to see this. There's the bushing. Here it is. So you can look at the pin and tell. Look right down that pin. You see how it's completely worn away. And it's worn away. You see that groove in there? That groove is where the grease packs that groove. Then the grease comes out of this hole right here in the bushing. And that's what greases the bushing to the pin. Well, what happens is as this thing's moving, there's no grease in there, and the pin locks itself to the bushing. Then once it gets galled up and locked in there, at some point, this thing can't, the bolt that's holding all this together, that's keeping this pin stationary, can't take it no more. The whole thing rotates, and boom, it snaps that thing off. Now that's stuck to that, and then it destroys everything. And basically just because it's not greased. Zach, take your punch.
Yep.
Slide it through this hole right here.
Oh, that's good.
And see if you can scooch it out of there. Be careful, that thing's got some tension on it.
Yeah, it
does. There we go. All right, y'all. We got to go get some parts, so that's going to be it for today. We got all of our stuff cleaned up. And we got a few more hours of work done to this guy. Made some phone calls for some fabrication work, some welding we need to have done. So I got that done too. We're actually going to go get, we got parts this morning, getting parts this afternoon. And I think what we'll do tomorrow, and I'll probably just continue this video on for a few days since there hasn't been a ton going on as far as good content that lasts the whole day. We'll probably pull all these hoses out. We got a lot of them disconnected. And we need to find a place locally we can take and get all new hoses made. So that's it for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back for another day of fun-filled bulldozer activities. And we got our... we had to bring a socket to get one of these inside bolts because the other socket just wouldn't fit in there. So we got that, and got a few bolts we got to just pull out so we can lift this thing out of here. Hopefully, hopefully it's not too much drama. Watch your fingers.
Here, we'll grab it from right there. You doing great.
I don't want to get this bar out of here so you don't get hit.
All right, it's all right.
Yeah, but when this thing, when that goes, it's gonna, that thing's gonna leave and slap you in the fucking melon. All right, there's another big piece to this huge puzzle. And we'll get in here and take a look. It looks like I don't see anything else broken in here right off the bat. Obviously this is our plate that's broken. This is right here. This really doesn't have a lot of, like, clearly this doesn't have a ton of force on it because we've been pushing with that and that's not gotten any worse. Something bad happened at one point here and monkeyed this thing, I don't know, maybe it rolled on its side or something and broke, who knows. You know. Oh, that pin is super, super bad.
Slap wore out.
Yeah, its slap wore out. So.
Oh, whoa. What is that? Is that just a scratch? Oh, it's just a scratch. I saw that and I was like, oh crap, that's a crack, but
yeah, no, that's a scratch. Nothing would surprise me though.
No.
So this right here is clearly not in the best of shape, but a new pin will help this out greatly because the center of this pin is really worn, but in all reality, well, yeah, this right here seems like it's in good shape. I think if we put a new pin in this, that's going to help a bunch take up some of that slop. So we'll get pins for those. Pins are expensive.
Jeez.
Damn it, man. So clearly now we have great access to swapping these out. We'll get these things, new ones, put them back in before we put this back together.
This won't be a big deal. It's all right here. Literally, they're right here, and they're already taken off on the end. We just got to undo them.
Yeah, all we got to do is slide these things out of here. This will be simple.
It's some of the easiest hydraulic routing I've ever seen.
And like I mentioned yesterday, if we've got to take this stuff to be welded and fixed, we may as well take this and just get it welded at the same time, get that done, and then we won't have to worry about it. This guy right here, we're going to pull this apart, get that pin out of there. We'll see if we can slide that thing out of there, and we'll check that pin. I don't know if there's a bushing in there or not, but when we get that out of there, we'll give it a look. See. Zach he's working on color coding all of our hoses. So he's putting double zip ties for everything that goes in the front, single zip ties everywhere it goes in the back, and we're going to do some color coding, and this shouldn't be too big of a deal. And we're going to try and get to the to the hose guy today, drop these things off, so so we can get this stuff in the works. All right, y'all. We're making some headway on the hoses. Got them draining in a bucket. Zach's making sure everything's labeled. And that's the total right side is all completely off and done.
Not yet. We still got to do the lift cylinders.
Oh, okay. And we should have some that hard line over to the other side. I think these ones here are all, yeah, see, these ones here are hard lines. And then we'll get these ones out next.
There we go.
This thing is so pissed off.
There it is.
There we go.
Jeez.
That took a cool minute, didn't it?
The other one fell off compared to that.
Yep. The other one with everything's broken, so it just falls apart.
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's a little worn out. All right, y'all, that's it. We're done. This video is going to be comprised of about probably a few days worth of work, probably 3 days. We did get everything apart today. All of our hydraulic hoses, they're off and on the trailer. We're going to deal with that right now. This stuff is going to go to a machine shop on Friday. And so a couple days I'll drop that off, but I'm going to take, we loaded it all up just to get it over with. And I'll drop the trailer at the house and take it over there in a couple days. Everything is apart. This was completely unintentional. We were going to replace chain, sprocket, idler, upper roller. And now we just keep getting more stuff apart, because the more stuff we take apart, we realize that, you know, hey, that's broken, that's damaged, we shouldn't be running it like that. And although this would be what some might say the pitfall of buying old equipment, and they would be 100% correct. So our cheap dozer, now we're paying the price in labor and parts, but we still don't have as much money in it even after all this than I would have if I'd have bought one for, you know, $40,000 that had all this work done to it. So I don't know how you guys are gonna see this or receive this, based on the fact that I'm just not used to putting videos together that are day after day after day into one video. I like doing one video's worth of content for that day, putting it up, and that's the end of it. So this is going to be our first attempt at putting a video together, multiple days. I hope that it edits seamless so you guys can understand what's going on. That means I have to actually do my job, and we all know how that's going to work out. So listen, even though this video may come across as even more substandard than usual, I hope you guys enjoy it. Everybody have a great night. We'll be back in a few days. Thanks.